You all right?
Ill-timed no sleep.
Okay.
Perfect time, right? It's, I was trying to get ready to come in here.
Okay, with that being done, you ready, Jason? Good. We're gonna go ahead and call the meeting to order.
Trustee Emery?
Present.
Trustee Keith?
Present.
Trustee Templeton?
Present.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Tonight we have a special guest, Brandon McElhaney. Is that being spelled correctly, or pronounced correctly?
Braden?
Brandon, forgive me.
Graded.
Braden. And what Braden's gonna do is, when they fold the flag, from my understanding, I'll let you take over, you'll have the floor. For each fold is a different meaning. I had no idea what that is, and somebody's going to be educated, and we're all going to be educated. So if you would please, the floor is all yours, son.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Braden McElhaney. I am a sophomore at Champion High School. I am 16 years old and a member of Boy Scouts Troop 4025 out of Champion Christian Church. I'm here tonight to propose my idea for my final project towards fulfilling my Eagle Scout requirements in hopes it will be approved by the board. When a soldier, a policeman, a fireman, or other honorable serviceman is killed while in service or having served from profession, they are honored by their family receiving a folded American flag. What is not often known is that there are exactly 13 folds in that flag, and each fold stands for something representing our country as a whole. My proposal is to erect a visual display at the cemetery so more people, both young and old, can learn this time-honored tradition. I also think this would be a wonderful addition to display during our annual Memorial Day observation. This display will be built with a treated wood frame that will be concreted 42 inches in the ground for wind stability and below frost barrier depth. The wood frame will be covered with thin vinyl coverings similar to outdoor decking to add longevity. The face of it will be plexiglass with vinyl strips for the framing. The roof will be asphalt shingles to provide rain protection, and underneath the roof, the inside will be vented to prevent and protect from inside condensation and moisture. On the back side of the roof, we plan to add solar panels for lighting that will be located inside the frame. Each of the panels will hold a small flag in the folded position with a descriptive plaque beneath. If you guys have any questions, I can answer them.
Is there a conflict that we're looking at?
Right.
Sean, is there a location picked out at the cemetery for this?
We were thinking kind of where people dispose of their flags over in that area somewhere,
Okay.
behind the old schoolhouse.
Put it up there, would you put it up by the chapel? That's where
You can put it there, wherever you guys like.
maybe up by the chapel, that's where the
Right, on the
honor
side.
guard comes in and
Sure.
stuff.
Yes, it is.
Maybe more fitting there,
Have your discretion wherever you like it.
would be my guess.
We have room there. We got enough room there.
Yeah, I think there's quite a bit of room.
Yeah, to the left or if you want, yeah.
Well, both sides actually, huh? I think there's more room on the east side. Is that right?
Yeah, we've got that big rock and everything on that west side, probably. Anywhere in there we can make it fit. Yeah. That would look good over there.
The honor guard, when they come, they fold a flag at that time, do they not?
Yes,
I've seen it so many times, but I'm always pretty choked up when it's going on.
yeah.
I think it's a good idea. Bring a little more meaning to the service and what's going on there with that.
So this is 8.5 feet high, 8 foot wide, correct? If I'm reading this correctly.
Yeah, to the peak of the roof, 8.5.
What's that, Sean?
To the peak of the roof, it looks like it's 8.5 foot high and 8 foot wide. The display's 4 foot by 8.
Now, this is a structure that you'd like to put out by the chapel.
Yes.
And this will be in case, like they give to all recipients of the deceased.
I believe so.
Okay. It would have to be weatherproof and everything to do this. What do you think about incorporating this into the Memorial Day Parade?
Doesn't give them a whole bunch of time.
What's that, Doug?
It doesn't give them a whole bunch of time.
In hopes on April 20th, our regional council meets, we can present it to them and see if they'll approve it. That gives us about a month or so, a little over a month to get it completed before Memorial Day.
Even announcing the first fold of the flag is a symbol of life, the second fold of the flag is the belief in eternal life. And you can take us through those steps as the honor guard is doing the folding of the flag. Are you fellows veterans? No?
Yes.
Do you think that'd be appropriate?
Yes.
I think it'd be nice for him to explain each fold. I mean, I've never known that this
Yeah, we didn't
existed.
either.
I know that they fold it and they
Well,
bring it into a nice triangle and.
If you've ever watched them fold it, they actually fold it and stop for a second. I guess they actually say it to themselves, not out loud, they say it to themselves as they're folding the flag when they do. But it was
And maybe
unknown to a lot of people.
Braden can
Yeah.
emphasize that with each fold, since they
No pressure.
stop and, I'm sorry,
Said no pressure.
you'll handle it just fine. You'll handle it just fine.
So if we give you the go-ahead, then you present this to the council?
We'll present it to our scout committee,
Okay.
probably within the next week. And then our regional council meets on the 20th of April. So we'll be able to submit it to them for approval.
You guys wanna go ahead and give permission tonight for this?
I got one more question.
Sure.
The pictures showing the folds and the wording, I assume that will be engraved in a plastic
Or,
plaque type thing that you would stick.
a friend of ours actually does engraving in wood and acrylic.
Okay.
We're actually looking at doing them in wood since the case will be enclosed. I did find UV resistant plexiglass for by each sheet of it. So we're gonna put that on to help with the color of the flags over time. But the whole thing will be encased, so it's be waterproof. But it'll actually be a real small flag that's actually folded
Oh, okay.
onto the display and then a plaque underneath describing each folded. I don't know why I'm answering your question this way. Sorry.
One thing I did speak with him prior to the meeting is the Rotary Memorial Day celebration. We need to be considerate on, that issue. I mean, we can't have things laying around and
Right.
so, I don't know, and I know I've talked to you and you say you probably wouldn't even get it started by then, so. I was concerned that there might be an issue with the parade itself and then working there, so.
We'll probably build it off-site, come one day, dig the post hole, set the posts, and then another day just to rip the whole thing at the same time.
But I was thinking, Rick, if we give them the approval, but like you said, we'd have to talk to them to see that it wouldn't interfere with them, if it would be to complete the task.
We have a meeting tomorrow, there's not gonna be an issue. I'm not gonna be an issue.
Oh, that's
But
right, on
the only
Tuesday.
concerns I have with that is that the service is usually towards the front of the cemetery. This would be in the rear. So, if it's built, maybe not installed, they can somehow have it up front. You can do his presentation of it up there, and then we can put it in the ground later. I don't know if that's feasible. Can you come up with a
We
way?
have that stone up front that's for the military people, when we have the box there, that's why I thought it would be better by the box, that way when people drop their own flags off, they would read it and actually see what it's meant, because a lot of the flags that are thrown into the box are actually folded. Yeah, people just don't throw them in, they're actually folded too.
Should these two things be next to each other? I just thought because the honor guard is doing the services
I
in
didn't
the
think
rear,
of that, that's.
that
a good
as they're
idea, too.
doing the steps, for those that aren't aware that there were steps, I always knew there were steps, I don't know that I could ever told you the meaning of each step, but, as they're doing that, it's maybe more explanatory of what it is. So I guess, that's the only reason I thought back by the chapel would be better, because that's where the honor guard is. However, and they're dwindling pretty quickly. They used to come to the Memorial Day parade. Last year, there was very few guys left. I mean, they were all pretty old guys.
Yeah, we don't think we're gonna get an honor guard this year because, the guy's 94 years old or
Yeah.
something, to that effect, Mr. Gardner.
Do we
So-
need a motion to approve this?
I think just to go on record, it wouldn't hurt anything.
The disposal box, that's basically like a older mailbox or paper box, right?
Mhm.
Can we move that to the rear?
We could, it's on, mounted to cement slab.
I know that's got some equipment.
I think we can use it. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know, can't you use your own equipment up there?
Yeah, like just pull it off the slab, and pour a new slab and put it on. And bolt it to it, cause I'm sure it'll tip over in the wind. That's probably why they bolted it down.
Well, one way or another, we will get the project done. I think we're all in agreement with that. Whether it happens that day or not, you may be able to come there, Mr. Fee talks to the Rotary and see as if they do get the honor guard, as they fold that, maybe you could have a mic. This first fold is for life, eternal life. Second fold is they do it, what that's for. It will get done. I'm sure we're all behind that.
Yes, I am. I mean, I need to understand the meaning of it's important.
Yeah, I never knew that there was a meaning for that. Very nice.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion for, to allow Braden McElwain, to, move forward with this proposed project, for his Eagle Scout recognition. And for it to be placed at,
Determined to be a place to
Township
be.
Cemetery.
I think we should give these people a answer where we want it.
That's something you can determine later, talk about it again, so that's fine.
As long as we give him permission,
Okay.
to pass that. That gives us an opportunity to really think about it, and put some thought to it, where it should be properly placed. If you guys wouldn't mind that, it would behoove us to do that, our due diligence.
Sure.
I'll second that motion.
Roll call?
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
and,
Thank you.
and Brandon, I gotta say, it's refreshing to see a young man as yourself undertake a project like this, given what's been in the news the last 2 weeks. I think all too often, the media picks up on the bad things. This is a good thing, and thank you for it.
Mr. Fee, would you mind, terribly if, you attend a meeting tomorrow and find anything out, that he would be able to attend the parade and say for each fold, like the lady that
Yeah,
comes and
we're,
sings?
you know, we have a itinerary, it's pretty much put together now. We'll see if, you know, we can put you somewhere, you know, we have singers, we have all sorts of things, so.
If you'd like to give Mr.
I will
Fee your
certainly
number.
bring it up.
Phone number that he can contact you.
And then after you propose this to your committee, and I guess since Rex is involved in the Rotary and Rotary's in charge of this parade, I guess it's, just let Rex be the contact on the whole thing. Let me just write your phone out. Letting everybody know.
Yeah, he's a person to handle this.
Hmm?
He's a person to handle this. You're right, just, not involved with it.
What?
Are you in a Rotary now?
Are you?
Jason's in Rotary too.
And Jason is.
Yeah, but you carry the clout. You carry the clout.
They mix the batter.
Yeah, mixed bag. That's what I do. He cooks them up.
Okay, well, Brandon,
Thanks for
thank you
coming.
very much for your time, and, you guys are welcome to stay if you'd like. Sometimes the meeting run a little long, but, you can be excused now if you'd like to, and,
We're heading to dinner.
Okay.
well, we'll be right behind you.
Thank you very much.
Yep, have a good night, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a nice evening.
By the way, Mr. Chairman, we have a national championship tonight, so.
We'll. Okay, announcements. Again, the township cleanup will be April 22nd from 8 to 2 p.m. at the township building. This is a grant that is obtained from the Jaga Trumbull Solid Waste Management. No chemicals, no paint, a limit of 6 tires per resident. 8. Please enter the premises through 305 and exit through the cemetery into Route 45. If you have paint or chemicals, please go to the Jaga Trumbull Solid Waste website to get instructions for disposal. They will not be accepting that at our facilities. Identification will be required to prove residency for scrap tires or any other items that's brought to the cleanup. This is a $3,500 cleanup grant and a $3,508 tire grant that we got from, thanks to Sean Davis from Jaga Trumbull Solid Waste. We will have help from the Champion High School students with volunteering hours towards graduation seals. In other words, there'll be 16 people that'll attend that, and they'll be doing 8 per shift, which I imagine will be 3 hours per shift. And we won't be touching the material,
Thank you.
but we will be using them as flaggers.
Flaggers, tell them where to go.
For the
They're gonna be
project.
checking ID.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And that's very important, and that's been asked a lot, so if
So
you've got
you're
stuff.
gonna be back in the tire stack, unloading tires, and you'll be,
No, I'll be checking the residencies.
we farmed that out to the high school students.
Oh,
We'll
did
see you
you?
at the
I'll
tire.
be able to- I'll be able to-
Stacking
I'll
tires.
be super-
You're counting tires.
Huh?
I'll
We'll
be
be
super-
Counting.
We'll be seeing them at the tire stack, right?
Oh, okay.
I did it, you can do it, sir.
You can hit.
Is she talking to you? She said
Courtney
she
and my
could-
wife stacked tires one year.
Then
That's
she
right, we
said
did.
you could do it again.
You
Okay.
call my wife and ask her if she's down.
You can hit the tires with that stick to see if they have any more life in them.
Yeah, you could just stick
I'm
your
not
stick
loud
through
part.
it. Right on.
Okay, moving on. Champion Community Garage Sale date is set for May 17th to the 21st. We will ask the Champion Community Calendar to coordinate this as they did in the past. So that'll be the community garage, so there'll be, no charge for, the permits. Another announcement, Champion Senior Advisory Council is hosting a Swing into Spring event at the K8 building, I'm assuming. The jazz band will be the featured performer. Call the school for tickets, in advance, and that'll take care of that. ARP resolution for, in fact, we left this on, we didn't know if Courtney was gonna be here tonight, but, this was left on, we were gonna take this off. The ARP resolution for revenue loss to include all monies received, not, just what was previously appropriated. I believe what we have to do on that is rescind the, earlier motion and make a new motion, am I correct?
I provided you with a document if you'd like to just amend, looks like this.
Okay,
So,
so we have to rescind, which motion?
well, this is the original motion number. If you want to amend it, then that would be the new motion number. So it's up to you if you want
Let's
to.
do one number.
Yeah. If you amend it, we just put an A after it. If you rescind it, then we take it back.
So we're rescinding, resolution number ARP 2022-49A,
-49. Yeah.
or
The-
we're rescinding that?
Yeah. The A would have been if you
Then
amended it
This will be
instead.
the new motion.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fellas, your thoughts on that?
I think it's the right thing to do at this point.
Mr. Fee?
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay, so we're gonna need a motion, to rescind the, resolution number ARP 2022-49.
So move?
A second?
Roll call?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, we're gonna need a resolution to accept, resolution ARP 2022-49A. Where it be resolved by the Township trustees of Champion Township, whereas this date, May 2nd, 2020, should be 2023.
Well, that was the date of the original one that you just rescinded.
So we got, put the new, today's
Yeah,
date.
put the new date.
Completely lost on this, where's the motion on this?
This is it. You
This
just
is
fill
it, just.
This is
That's
it.
it, but I thought you were going to just amend it to include the $375,000 that had previously been appropriated. Since you rescinded, that makes that a
You
little.
told me that we had to rescind that motion and then accept this one. So now you're
If-
telling me that we,
If you wanted to rescind, yes, you could have just amended it to include the $375,000 that you had previously appropriated, not as revenue loss, but under public health. Perhaps. Perhaps that language would make more sense.
this is the motion here then?
Yeah.
You just,
So I guess, fellas, it's,
you
I'm sorry.
put today's date in there rather than May 2nd.
Yeah, you start with today's date and then, you can't put which trustee moved this because it wouldn't have been moved yet.
Yeah, you'll have to, unless you move it.
It might be easier just to, why don't you redo what you did by rescinding that, not rescind that and just amend.
Okay.
to-
We need a motion to rescind the rescinding of ARP 2022-49. Correct?
So,
Second.
Roll call?
Yes.
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 Now just amend that to add the $375,000 to ARP 2022-49A as revenue loss, and that should cover it, I think.
All right, can I have a drink of water?
Does that work?
Yes, sir. Would you like me to read it, sir?
Mm-hmm.
I need that one back then. Okay. Motion to amend ARP 2022-49 to include the amount of $375,000 previously appropriated under the public health allowable use, now to be placed in the revenue loss standard allowance eligible use. Resolution ARP 2021-109, ARP 2021-110, and ARP 2021-111.
I thought you were gonna read the whole thing.
You don't need to, 'cause it was just.
I
amended.
could've done that. Okay. And, we need a first,
So moved.
I'll second.
roll call,
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Alrighty.
Don't overthink it.
Okay, we need a motion to accept the amended official certificate of estimated resources dated March 22nd, 2023, and the amount of $6,086,764.73. Accepting an appropriations change made at the March 21st meeting, period. So we'll need a motion for, the new estimated resources, fellas.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call,
Yes.
Yes.
yes. You wanna put this down a little lower, the ERP funding, or you wanna talk about that